Hello friends, so now we are going to discuss the larynx. Larynx is the voice box of the body. Now, to understand the larynx completely, let us first study the embryology of larynx. Now, embryology is not only important for understanding, but a lot of MCQs, they come in the exam from embryology. Okay, so it's a very short topic, but it is a significant topic because a lot of MCQs, they come in it. Now, the larynx is formed from two arches, fourth branchial arch and sixth branchial arch. So therefore, these arches are also known as laryngeal arches. Okay, they fuse to form the larynx. Now, let's study about these arches. Okay, what is the blood supply of these arches? You see the fourth arch, on the right side, we have right subclavian artery. On the left side, we have arch of aorta. The sixth arch blood supply, on the right side, we have right pulmonary artery. On the left side, we have ductus arteriosus. Right? So that's the blood supply, fourth arch and the sixth arch. Now, let's talk about the nerve supply. You see, both these arches, fourth and sixth arch, they are supplied by vagus, 10th cranial nerve, that is vagus. Now, remember the vagus has two terminal branches, superior laryngeal nerve and recurrent laryngeal nerve. So, the fourth arch is supplied by superior laryngeal nerve branch of vagus and the sixth arch is supplied by recurrent laryngeal nerve, again branch of vagus. Okay. Now, the muscles. You see, the fourth arch, it forms all constrictor muscles of pharynx. So, what are the constrictor muscles? We have the superior constrictor, middle constrictor and inferior constrictor. Okay. So, all these three constrictor muscles. Now, remember in the pharynx we have discussed about the inferior constrictor muscle and we already know that the inferior constrictor muscle has two parts. It arises from thyroid cartilage and cricoid cartilage. So, it has two parts, thyropharyngeus and cricopharyngeus. Okay. So, remember the fourth arch forms all constrictor muscles except cricopharyngeus. So, if you remember, the cricopharyngeus is not supplied by superior laryngeal nerve as I taught you earlier. Okay. Other than this, the fourth branchial arch also forms cricothyroid muscle. Okay. Now, the sixth branchial arch, it forms cricopharyngeus. So, remember cricopharyngeus is not supplied by superior laryngeal nerve, rather it is supplied by recurrent laryngeal nerve. So, this we studied in the pharynx. Other than cricopharyngeus, the sixth arch also forms all intrinsic muscles of larynx except cricothyroid. Okay. So, just remember this cricothyroid muscle. So, this is the only intrinsic muscle of larynx. So, very important questions. Only intrinsic muscle of larynx that is formed by fourth arch and is not formed by sixth arch. Okay. Next question. It is the only intrinsic muscle of larynx which is therefore supplied by superior laryngeal nerve and is not supplied by recurrent laryngeal nerve. Okay. So, remember the recurrent laryngeal nerve supplies cricopharyngeus, it supplies all intrinsic muscles of larynx except cricothyroid. Right. Okay. Let's look at the cartilages of the larynx. Now, the fourth and the sixth arch, as I said, they fuse. They fuse to form the cartilages of larynx. So, how are these cartilages derived? Okay. Now, you see the fourth branchial arch along with the third branchial arch, it combines with the third arch and there it forms a hypobranchial eminence. Okay. So, that is important, hypobranchial eminence. Now, this hypobranchial eminence, it forms the posterior 1/3 of tongue and it forms epiglottis. Okay. So, hypobranchial eminence, two things are derived from here, posterior 1/3 of tongue and epiglottis. So, now very important question and a lot of students, they have a controversy over here. It has been asked multiple times, even recently it was asked, epiglottis is formed from. Okay. So, if this question is asked, epiglottis is formed from, So the best answer to this question is hypobranchial eminence. This is the best answer, that epiglottis is formed from hypobranchial eminence. Now let's say hypobranchial eminence is not in the choices. Okay, so it is not in the choices. You are only given third, fourth, fifth, sixth arch, something like that. So you have to only choose between the arches. So remember, the hypobranchial eminence, it forms posterior 1/3 of tongue, and you see it is thought that the third branchial portion, it actually forms the posterior 1/3 of tongue, and the fourth branchial arch portion, it forms the epiglottis. That is how it is believed. Although the best answer, again I am saying, is hypobranchial eminence, but if it is not there, then for epiglottis you can mark the answer as fourth branchial arch. All right. Now, other than this, the fourth branchial arch, it also forms the thyroid cartilage, the corniculate, and the cuneiform cartilages. Right? Okay. So these are derived from the fourth branchial arch. Now the sixth branchial arch, it forms two cartilages, the cricoid and the arytenoid cartilages. Okay, so the cricoid and arytenoid cartilage, they are derived from the sixth branchial arch. Right? So that is the short embryology of the larynx that we must know to solve the various questions.